Hare Krishna everyone, welcome to Soul Bliss. Is God a dictator? Two boys were watching some potatoes boiling in a pot. One said, "Look brother, the potatoes are jumping up and down." The wiser boy said, "But it is the fire that makes them jump." God is the fire that animates all beings. You think you are doing everything. You forget that it is God who is working through you. It is God who loves through you. It is His love alone that expresses through all forms of love on earth. Friendship is the purest love of all. In that love lies the potential to love the whole world, for true friendship is unconditional. Loving your family is just the first lesson in learning to love all mankind. The world has come to the state wherein it is essential that we be schooled not only in patriotism but also in divine brotherhood. A dictator wouldn't give us the right to throw him out. So we may say that in creating us without our consent, God is a dictator. But on the other hand, He is not a dictator because He has given us complete freedom to throw him out and never think of him. That is why some good people who never even think of God seem to get along all right. If God were a dictator, He would say, "Oh, there is that man, I will fix him so that he will have to think of me." But God doesn't do that. You will not suffer so long as you follow His laws, even though you have totally forgotten Him. It is only when you break His laws that you punish yourself with suffering. But God's laws are subtle. It is difficult to avoid breaking them without seeking His help. So, even though God has all physical, mental, and spiritual power, He doesn't use it when we go against Him. You may curse God every day of the year, and He won't punish you for that. But love Him and He will come to you. He is working through love to draw you back to Him. Though God has given us freedom, He also realizes that we are still very much hemmed in by our own self-imposed limitations. Therefore, He has given us intelligence through which we can get out of this mess. We have no one to blame but ourselves if we don't use that intelligence rightly. Even God can't help us if we break His laws and bring suffering upon ourselves. Some people go through life dull-minded, eating and sleeping, enjoying a few pleasures, very seldom thinking deeply. So many people don't really think. They have the consciousness that material life is everything. But this life is only a passing dream. So why should you live trying to please the world? Better to try to please God first, and then you will better be able to please all. God eventually gives freedom to everyone, but it won't come to you until you have used rightly your free choice. Otherwise, there would be no point in His giving us free will. Animals have no freedom. God bound them by instinct. But in man He has implanted wisdom. Human beings have the free choice to go up or down, to become better or worse. And since He has given us this freedom, He remains silent, because He knows if He talked to us, we would be totally influenced by Him. He would be able instantly to convince us against doing wrong. And if He did that, He would indeed be a dictator. So even though He is Almighty, He can't do anything for us that will interfere with our free choice. Do you not see that? Therefore, because He keeps Himself out of our decisions, remaining quiet, hiding His power, He is not a dictator. He knows we are in trouble, but there is no way He can redeem us unless we cooperate with Him through our own effort. By our own free choice, we alone decide whether to accept Him or cast Him aside. You are potentially equal to God. Another thing, ordinary dictators never want anyone else to be like them. They are inimical to each other because they want to be unique and supreme. But God is not like that. He made you in His image. You are potentially equal to God since you are a part of Him. Each one of us has the ability to become godly if He would cast off the eclipse of ignorance. You don't have to acquire anything, you have it already. The gold of the soul is right there within you, covered with the mud of delusion. All you have to do is scrape off that mud. So, you see, on the one side, God is a dictator because He created us against our will, but He is surely trying to rectify that by being a spiritual dictator. He speaks only through His laws and draws only with His love. But because He doesn't manifest Himself on earth and demand to be elected as the Almighty ruler, He is not a dictator. The Lord isn't campaigning for election except in the individual election of your heart. When your heart will sparkle with the light of your soul's love for Spirit, when that love will destroy all the psychological prisons that have held captive your free choice, then He will come without your asking. He will say, "Your love is so dazzling, so enticing that I would like to come to you if you let me." So God, as a spiritual dictator, will never use force nor appear to the world and proclaim, "I am the Lord of the universe." Only when your soul will call to God and your heart will melt with love for Him, you will know Him. God made man in His image. All those who know how to receive Him can realize the divinity sleeping within them by expanding the powers of the mind. Being children of God, we have potential dominion over all things in His universe, even as He has.